package where you can create some warm tone. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today we're just going to be doing a quick look featuring Anastasia Beverly Hills' latest release, and it is in collaboration with an influencer YouTuber by the name of AINA. I'm sure you guys know who she is. This is what the packaging looks like. This is a limited edition palette and it is cruelty-free, gluten-free. It has 14 shades and it's a combination of matte, shimmers, and some pressed pigments. It has a nice selection of colors where you can create some warm tone looks, neutral, as well as cool tone looks. So we're just gonna be doing a simple look today. I will try to use as many colors as possible, and then I'll kind of give you my thoughts at the end of the video. So let's just get started. I do want to show you the swatches. This is the first row of the palette, and this is the second row right here. So I thought I would just switch to a voiceover for this part. Here I'm taking the color Ginger, and I will be using that as my transition shade. I am applying it all over the crease using a large blending brush. This one is from Alamar Cosmetics. I'm just really focusing that on the crease and also on the outer V as well, and just really diffusing that color. The next color we're going to put down is called Edges. That one, Edges, which is a couple of shades darker than the original one we put down. And I'm using a Sephora brush for this. It's a smaller blending brush, and it doesn't really have a number on it. It's just called a crease brush from Sephora. And I'm placing this again in the crease as well as the outer edges, but focusing this sort of like a little lower than the original one. I'm not blowing it as high as I did the first color. And then I'm taking this smaller brush and we're going to apply this darker shadow called Credit. It's like a burgundy brownish color, and we're just going to be applying that to the outer V and create some dimension. And I'm trying to build it up slowly because these darker colors can get patchy if we're not careful. So I want to build up, and then I realized that this brush was kind of too small. For this, I should have gone with a bigger one, so I switch over to this larger, it's a blending brush, it's a slanted one. It's from the Vintage Cosmetic Company, and it's step 2 for the shadow. I think that's just the name of it. But any blending brush, this one, the shape of it makes it easier to kind of get into that outer V. So I'm just kind of blending, placing, and stamping first, and then trying to blend it towards the center of the lid as I go. And so I start to notice that it starts getting a little patchy, like I suspected. So I switch over to the brush that comes with this palette, which is a really good brush. So I just use the side that has like the fluffy blending side, and so I'm just kind of using that to kind of help blend things a little better, and then I just move on, going back and forth between the first brush that I used to kind of continue blending the edges, and then I move back to the second brush to pack color, and I go back then to the third to help blend the outer V. So I just do this back and forth until I get the desired result. Then we're going to take this color here called Soleil. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but it's a shimmer champagne color, and I'm using just a regular shader brush. I don't have the name on this one. It's been kind of faded out on the handle, but any shader brush will do. And this is a dry brush. I didn't apply any fixed blush or any water on it. The payoff on these shadows is amazing. I was really blown away by it. They're very shimmery, very high payoff, and there's no fallout as far as the shimmers go. And there is some fallout with the matte colors, but that's the formula, and it's across the board, all of Anastasia's shadows. Then we're gonna take this beautiful shimmer color called Wiggly's. It's like a burgundy red, deep shimmer color, and we're just gonna apply that in the middle, sort of to marry the two colors, using the same flat shader brush. And this will help kind of, kind of get rid of any edges between the first shimmer we put down and the colors we had used on the outer V. Just kind of marry those two together, and this gives it a nice gradient effect. Okay, so there's the initial look. This is what it looks like. I found some of them to be a little patchy, like I mentioned, a little bit difficult to blend, but if you have, the patience, and, maybe I went in a little bit too heavy-handed, and maybe I should have just started, lighter and then build up from there. So I think, if anything, the takeaway from this would be, especially if you have lighter skin tone, definitely go in light-handed and then kind of build up slowly, because they are very pigmented. So I'm just gonna finish the look, put on some mascara, eyeliner, and I will be right back. All right, guys, this completes this this video. This is how the look turned out. I really am loving this palette. I like especially the shimmers. The way I applied it, the brush was dry. There was no, I didn't spray any spray facial. I didn't spray anything on the brush. It was completely dry, and as you can see, I mean, it just looks like I really had even used like glitter glue on it, because the payoff is so impactful. I'm really loving them. Like I said before, I would just go light-handed on this. If you're planning on picking this up, I definitely do recommend it. I think it's an amazing thing that she's done to create a palette that caters to darker skin tones like myself. And I like that her transition color, the lightest one on here, is this color, which I thought was so interesting, because a lot of times the colors, the transition shades that you can find on other palettes are almost invisible on my skin tone, and so a lot of times we can't use them. So this is very nice to see that someone came out with something to cater to this population. I think it's awesome, and I congratulate Jackie for doing this. And I definitely recommend you picking this up if you are unsure. Hopefully this review and this tutorial has helped you make up your mind. And I don't know, there's not enough good things I can say about it. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.